I tweeted this out after yesterday's game as well. How many rookies can come into the league and say they are legitimately the best at one aspect of the sport within 26 games of their career? Like the best in the league at something within 26 games. That is what Brandin Podziemski is. He's the best charge drawer in the NBA. And I have little doubt about that. He might end his career as the GOAT charge drawer, which sounds a bit funny to say, but it's important. It is important, and we saw it yesterday on that final play. His ability to step in, to time it, to read the play, and then also just put his body on the line. Like Shaedon Sharp, 6'5", 6'6", going at 100 miles an hour. Like that takes guts to be able to do that, let alone actually like read the play and, make a decision in your head that you're going to do that. So for him, like the impression that he's making here over the first quarter or so of his rookie season has been unbelievable. And now he's a starting player on a team that is not good by any means right now. Like they're 12-14. However, like this team still has championship aspirations. I have no doubt about it. They still have championship aspirations, and yet they're starting a 20-year-old rookie. It's just his ability to do a heap of different things. So he scored 4 points on Saturday against Brooklyn, didn't score the ball well, didn't shoot the ball. I think he was 2 of 11 from the floor. And yet I still thought he played well. And that's the thing. I think the Warriors sometimes they have probably too many guys on the roster that are kind of one-dimensional players, where if they're not doing their specific skill, then they're negative players. Like Clay with his shooting. Like if he's not shooting the ball well, what is Clay giving you? Loon, if he's not rebounding and providing any kind of interior defense, what is he doing for you? If Dario Saric isn't hitting threes, what's he doing for you? Like, the Warriors, to me, have too many guys that are kind of one-dimensional and, as I said, become net negatives when they're not doing their specific skill well. Pods does a heap of things really well. And so even when he's not scoring or he's shooting poorly like he did on Saturday against Brooklyn, he can still impact the game, and Steve's still going to play him for like 30-plus minutes because he can impact the game in a number of ways. And these are the kind of stats, I suppose, that reflect that. So he's scored in double digits in 6 of his last 8 games. So he can score the ball. And like I've been impressed with some of his finishing around the rim. His 3-point shot looks pretty good. It's, what is he, still above 40%, I think, on the season. So that looks good. He's had at least 5 rebounds in 8 consecutive games. He's just an elite rebounder. He's had at least 5 assists in 3 of the last 4 games. He's had 10 steals in the over the last 7 games. And he still leads the team in cumulative plus-minus on the season. I think he's plus 60. So I think that just goes to show he's one of the most impactful players on the team. It's got to a point where Steve was like, I've seen enough. Like, he's got to be starting. He's got to be playing like 30 minutes a game. And it's funny how when Chris Paul's out there with Steph and Clay, we're all up in arms about, this is way too small. 3-guard lineups, they don't work. And yet when Pods is in there, I haven't heard boo about it. And that is because, one, he's an elite rebounder. And so he's not really playing like a guard defensively because he rebounds the ball at such a high level. And because he's willing to put his body on the line to take charges, he's willing to fight over screens out on the perimeter. Like, just affects the game in so many ways that it allows you to get away with perhaps being a little bit smaller.